Hello world, it's March 26 and my name is Danny Kabuhat and I'm going to the Middle East. Hopefully I can make something there to change my life and lives of people, and hopefully the whoever is in there that I will meet will accept me for what I think will be beneficial to mankind or to the earth or to their place or to their kingdoms. Um, I'm spending my own money to do this. Hopefully they will give me an audience. I'm here in LAX now in the Los Angeles airport, and I need to be discreet because this is a public place, and later on I will videotape myself again inside the airplane as long as I'm allowed legally, and I will update you if I can, as long as it's allowed by the situation to videotape myself, and hopefully I can make it there safely. Good luck, and I'm praying that the wind behind my back will push me forward and realize my utmost dream. So please, if you can be able to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I really need subscribers, because subscribers will financially help me, even though you are not here with me on my journey. Indirectly you will help me with my aim, and hopefully the future of what is my aim and dream. This is not easy, but we need to do something, because we consume and use and slowly destroy our earth or the environment for the last 150 years, and it will take that much long, so it will be 3 generations of Danny Kabuhats. Hopefully I can convince my son and my grandkids to do and continue what I started. This is very solemn and hard, because a lot of people are not the same, open-minded. Their mind is like a closed parachute. Parachute will not work if it's not open, and I beg you to open your mind and see, because it will take 150 years to reverse whatever we did to the environment and to the world. Every day there's probably a minimum of 1,000 to 10,000 houses being built in the United States, and that means a lot of woods, a lot of trees being disused and cut. But because of the law, whatever you cut in the area, like in Oregon, Washington states and Canada, they replenish it, they replant it. But every tree that you cut, you cannot just let it grow for a few years. You need to wait 10 to 20 years to reuse that same tree again. But because of the climate change, the tree will be very, very hard to survive, or if it survive, it will be very slow, and it's not the same trunk. It will be smaller. For the last 3 years, I noticed that Home Depot supplies of trees or lumber are changed, because whoever is supplying their woods, it's totally different, because the wood 5 years ago is probably 40 years old, but the trees for lumber that they're using are very, very young, so they can only use you can see the difference of the wood barks and the lumber and the piece of wood that I'm using to do the frame. You can visually and noticeably know it. So I don't want to scare everybody, but if you will not change the way we consume, we use, we eat, if we don't replenish it, what will happen after us or after our children? So we need to give something back, and it takes a long, long time. Remember, for the next 150 years, we need to do reversely to what we did. So if you consume trees for lumber in your house, remember one house like my house, that's more than 10 trees or 100 trees being used in my house. So I need to plant 10 or 100 trees back to the world or the mountains. And 350 Americans, 350 million Americans should be doing that too. Hopefully you go with my journey and help me and notice that whatever I'm telling you, it's lots of people already have tried to do it, but they cannot do it by themselves. It took me 65 years to talk to you the way I'm talking now, because it's not easy. It's not easy. It will be very, very painful to anyone who is saying what I'm saying and doing what I'm planning to do, because buying the land, convincing people that doesn't have an open mind, it's not the same as the people that is open to idea. Idea sometimes is very, very hard to convey. But now you have YouTube, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, so you can grab attention to as much as you can if more people pay attention, or if I convince lots of people to subscribe or watch, share my videos. Because if we will not do this, it will be very bleak. It will continually, the climate will change without you, me or you doing anything, but we can slow it down, and probably 150 years from now, we can reverse it. Because if you don't reverse it, it will be total, the future is very, very bleak for my grandkids and their grandkids. In 2008, my dad died in the Philippines, so I went back home and flew back to the Philippines. And for some reason, when we are 30 minutes or 1 hour away from the international airport in Manila, we happened to pass by the north or southern part of the Philippines, and I saw those big, big mountains that has a white scars on the sides, and you can see that one is part of that are big, big trees and lumbers that was inundated by it's a landslide, and you can see that those trees already fell through, and it will be painful for anyone to go there or to replant trees there, because it's almost 90 degrees. So the land cannot be replenished anymore, and the trees that is growing there. So you can see the slow destruction of the environment. In the place where I was born, in La Nueva Ecija, in the place named Batupere, when I was 8 years old, you can see a lot of trees that is growing very nicely, but because we need to cook rice and cook our food, cook the meat, the tree that is growing very nicely on the side of the street or on the side of the mountain are being felled by our neighbors or people, and they're making charcoal out of the tree to as a fuel to cook rice and cook meat. And those three will not never go back because the reforestation project there is almost nil. That's why uh, the typhoon are very very intense. The typhoon are more powerful because the wind just continually pass through without uh, the the trees, the tall trees blocking the winds or uh, as a how to slows down the wind. I noticed that too when I was young because the trees are very very tall, so we don't feel the intensity of the typhoon, which is very very violent in the Philippines. The typhoon intensity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something that I don't remember because I was so young. I don't feel it much because the wind is on top of the tall trees. It's very very tall. It's 4, 5 stories tall trees, and our house is right there on the bottom. So it doesn't matter. I just hear the whizzing sound of the wind and the extensive rains, but there's no flood at all. There's the wind is on top, way up on top of the trees, so you don't feel the intensity of the wind, even though the category of the typhoon is almost the maximum. Now, because of the trees are gone, then what is going to happen is that the wind, like the one, the the tornado belt or hurricane belt in Missouri, Kansas, they feel the brunt of it because the hurricane or the hurricane will directly hit the house, and the houses are built with woods, and it will totally fell the house and probably kill some people. It's the same thing in the Philippines because there's no more trees that is uh, making the wind. There's no protection. The trees protects the houses that is almost 1/3 the height of the trees back then when I was young. When I came back now, there's no much trees at all. It was felled by the government or whoever is on higher ups of the government and supplied it to whole world or whatever orders it. So during that time, there's no control. There's no reforestation. There's no what to call this. There's no forest guards. It just you can just go cut a tree and build your own house. There's no nothing. There's no government that controls it. When I was young, the rivers are really really nice because when we catch lots of tilapias on the river, you can catch a lot of it. Now there's no more tilapias. There's no more stream. There's no more place for the fishes to hide because it was exposed really really on the river. Hopefully we will reverse it, and it will take 150 years to do that based on my experience. It will take 3 Danilo kabuhats to reverse. That's the length of time to reverse the process or to replenish it. This is a minute contribution if I can convince all of us to plant trees. Remember, there's 6 billion people in the whole world. If one person will plant a tree, that's 6 billion trees. What happens if they plant 1,000 of them? Do you know 1,000 trees for every person is 6 trillion trees? Remember, all I want is in the United States from California all the way to Texas to plant 1 trillion trees. But all I wish is that 10 million Dani Kabuhats will help me and do the same thing. So I really need help to as much as I can and to have more people that I can touch or convince So please open your mind, like opening a parachute, so that it will work. Because if you close your mind to my idea, then it's dead by then. And I hope you have children and your grandchildren. What do you think what will happen? And then if you wait another 50 years, oh, we're all dead. But what happened to our grandchildren? They know that we didn't take care of the environment. Even in Europe, look at what's going on. There's landslides everywhere because of the uh, too much intensity of rain, and hopefully not too much on the wind, but it's all over the planet. Um, if I cannot convince an audience to the kings or any kings in the Middle East, I'm going to United Arab Emirates, I'm going to Qatar, and I'm going to Kuwait. And I told you that before you go to after Abu Dhabi or United Arab Emirates, I'm planning to drive through those countries, and I need to pass through Saudi Arabia. Hopefully, one of them will notice me, and hopefully they will give me audience. And I already posted it in YouTube so that I will protect myself, that whatever I claim about the production of rains, the rains, it's already there. The technology is already there. The only thing is I'm a messenger that hopefully convince one or two, and I suffer for it or I gain something, and hopefully I can convince you, all of you too. Okay, it's 17 minutes now. World, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Danny Kabuhat. I'm doing this not for me, not for my children, but the future generations of whatever believe or help me or help us do the movement. It's not, I cannot save the world, but because of a lot more can be touched by what I said, then hopefully I can do it. My aim on the future now is that I'm going to convince the United Nations Environmental Department or Climate Change Department that I'm going to talk to them. If the king will not give me a chance for an audience, or they will not give me a chance to give me the lever. Remember the Archimedes principle that I explained to you? Because there are a lot of money there. Hopefully the king pad of Saudi Arabia, because the Saudi Arabia's proximity to both sides of their country is ocean, and there's unlimited supply of water, and obviously unlimited supply of fuel, and remember this, unlimited supply of money. See, hopefully I will make, and my children will be proud of what I will do. And you too, if I can convince you soon, don't be late though, because we all are temporaries here. We are all temporaries. Remember that. I will die, our children will die, you will die, your children will die, your children's children will die. But what did we do? What did we left behind? Hello world, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Danny Kabuhat. I will really appreciate it, and watch and share it too. And this is already messaged by so many people now, but I'm begging you to, if I'm effectively enough and worth enough to be watched and share and subscribe, please do so. It's worth it. I really appreciate it. A trillion thanks. Bye bye.